Hello, YouTube. Well, first of all, I want to apologise. I got a huge spot on my lip. So, yeah, unfortunately, with my current setup, I don't have a film crew and the makeup team. But yeah, I just want to do a little bit of a video today, talking about the mind is a record player. Our mind is creating a loop of ideas, concepts, narratives, stories, pretty much continuously for most people. And what I've discovered on my journey is that the mind is not who you are. The mind is more akin to a tool. I like the analogy of the hammer hammering a nail. So the hammer is the tool, and it's a wonderful tool to hammer a nail. But first of all, if you don't know when to stop using that tool, you're going to get very tired and exhausted over time. And actually, the mind is quite similar in many ways, where we use the mind so much in our daily lives today. We live in a world that's obsessed with using the mind, obsessed with logic, and pretty much seems to think that that is the epitome of our being. Well, it couldn't be further from the truth. And it's apparent today why so many people are sort of suffering with their mental health. And many people have a mind that can be very difficult, very painful to deal with. Telling them they're not worthy, telling them they're not good enough. Always putting the brakes on about maybe doing something different or worrying about what other people think about them, etc. So ultimately, 90% of people are suffering their own mind. But the mind is just a tool. And the problem is nobody's told us, how do I switch it off? We've never been taught. But the amazing thing is, there is a way to turn off your mind. The way to turn off your mind is to first of all realize that you are not your mind. You are aware of your mind, but you're not the mind itself. It's something you're using like a hammer. It's just a tool. But ultimately, you can shift your awareness, your attention away from your mind to somewhere else. When you do that, first of all, you cut off the energy to the mind. You give it less attention. And gradually, the mind is like an ocean. If you imagine the waves are like thoughts, those waves start to calm down over time, because your attention is what activates it. It's what brings it to life and gives it more power and energy. So, all right, Aaron, that sounds all good and well, but let's be practical about this. How do I do it? You're saying it all sounds so, fantastic. How do I do this? In my experience, there are two very accessible ways: listening and feeling. My favourite is through listening. But feeling can be a very, very good way for many people too. So listening, if you really put your attention into listening, you may hear a bit of a stream next to me now. You can use the stream, you can use the noise of the stream as a gateway, as an access point into the present moment. You access that through listening and intensely listening to that subtlety of the stream. Now, if you really try to listen, there's something that comes to light is, it's very difficult to think and listen at the same time. And you develop this skill over time with practice. The more you practice listening, the more you realize your mind becomes quieter and quieter. If you keep doing this, if you keep practicing this on a daily basis, you will actually get to the stage where you can pretty much at will activate the mind when you need to, and then dial out from the mind to come back to the present moment. We don't need to be thinking all the time. People are addicted to thinking, like they're addicted to eating, addicted to drinking, whatever it may be. They're addicted to thinking. But if you really start to practice this, you will actually be liberated and empowered and know, hang on a minute, I was never the mind. If I can listen into the present moment and be fully in the now, that mind was never me. There's another part of me. Yeah, that's right. Now you're going somewhere. Now, there's a second way, which I believe is a very good way of utilizing also, and that is via feeling. So I'll give you an example. If you close your eyes for a moment, and I'll close them with you, I'm going to give you a question now. Can you feel your left hand without looking at it? Sounds a bit of an odd one, doesn't it? You know, a lot of people go, well, yeah, of course. Well, if you give it more attention, so really try to feel the left hand now, just pay attention. You notice there's an aliveness. It becomes more alive. You feel it even greater. The sensation in your hand becomes more amplified to the degree of attention that you give it. The other byproduct of that is that when you feel your left hand, you've switched off thought. Your mind is becoming quieter and quieter. You've diverted the energy, the attention in your mind to your hand. And the other thing that is grounding. It grounds you in the present moment. It makes you feel alive. Thinking all the time doesn't make you feel alive. It makes you feel cut off. We want to practice being. Be here now. It's the most practical, rational thing you can do. And the mind it's got all sorts of stories. I mean, they reckon now, scientists, that our thoughts, 80 to 90% of them, are all false anyway. They're just things that are being created, fabricated. And when you step out of that realm of the mind and you step into aliveness, being, you realize that, God, you know what? Life is so peaceful. Life is so peaceful. In the moment now, everything is just fantastic. And you think, God, all that anxiety, all that stress, all that tension, too much energy up there and not down here. So 2 practical steps. Please, if you give them a try, and just give them a try for 7 days, they're transformative. They're simple, but powerful. And everybody can do it. I had a person message me on the comments the other day to say that I've got ADHD and can I still meditate? You absolutely can, because ADHD in itself is challenge for focusing. You're not focusing. You're not putting in effort. You're actually relaxing. You're creating ease. You're letting go. You're allowing. Everything in life wants us to lighten up on ourselves and allow more. And this is a great way to do it. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your support. And until next time.